What's going on, Flix Talkers? Welcome back to another review, this time for the HBO Max original. It is The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the reunion. Now, it's been off air since 1996, which makes that about 24 years ago, roughly. And man, let me just tell you my experiences with The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air before I get into my review of this 1 hour and 15-minute reunion. All right, guys, so I did obviously grow up in the 80s and 90s. So as a child, I was watching pretty much anything primetime, from cartoons to all the sitcoms that we got, and Fresh Prince was no exception. It was definitely dominating the charts. I remember it was getting like the better primetime spots. So we would always see it around dinner time or after dinner time. I forget totally what time it came on or day it came on. I think it was on a Monday or it was earlier in the week. So you got to kind of jumpstart your week off with it, right? And it was really a fun and different show, to say the least. I mean, first of all, you got to focus on an all-black cast family that was living in more of a wealthy area. Technically, the one percenters, I mean, if you're going to compare it to anything nowadays. And that was pretty much unheard of back then, at least for me. I guess as a kid watching this, you don't really look at things like this, but rewatching it when you're older, you can't help but focus on this, that was groundbreaking for its time. The characters themselves, Carlton, Will, Aunt Viv, you have Ashley, you have Uncle Phil, as well as Jeffrey, and of course Jazz, who always got thrown out. Ah! Love that scream. It's so iconic. But you had pretty much everyone living day-to-day life, and everyone was pretty pristine, and as far as the way they lived life of luxury. Then you get Will thrown into the mix, who's someone that comes of more of a Philadelphia street life, urban setting, and life is much different for him. So it's just him kind of adjusting to this Bel-Air lifestyle. We live out here in Cali. I've been to Bel-Air a couple of times. Jesus Lord, you can only dream about how much these houses are worth nowadays. But the show itself not only was a comedic family sitcom, it tackled dramatic aspects. Some of the episodes that I really definitely stick out in my mind are when Will and Carlton got robbed at the ATM. Will took a bullet for Carlton, leading to Carlton buying a gun or obtaining a gun. And there was a very dramatic episode with that, as well as Carlton wanting to join a fraternity, but them telling him that he wasn't black enough, but they'll accept Will. So there was a lot of cultural things that were going on, serious nature things going on. And of course, the dramatic tearjerker episodes we got, like when Will finally got to meet his father, who left him, abandoned him when he was a child, and saying, why didn't he want me, man? And, you know, embracing Uncle Phil into his arms as a father figure. He was his father, technically. To all of us, Uncle Phil was Will's father. And so many iconic moments. And jumping right into the reunion itself, guys, it tackled everything under the sun. So not only did we get to see all of the original cast, including the original Aunt Viv, who we got to see. I grew up with the original Aunt Viv, the OG Aunt Viv, so to speak. So I'm really glad they explained why she was recasted, and I won't get into any spoilers of why she was recasted. We just know that she was recasted. So she actually explains the whole situation, just lays it all out on the table in a separate interview with Will, one-on-one. And I thought it was very heartfelt, very loving, very honorable as well, and humbling that she was able to kind of, you know, almost 30 years later, talk about this situation that pretty much surrounded her whole Hollywood lifestyle, you know, at that time and even currently. And of course, along the way, we got to hear some fun behind the scenes stories, as well as the whole process of them filming, writing, you know, the black excellence that goes along with hiring people of color behind the cameras as well, how important all of that was, especially at the time in the 90s where a lot of that stuff was not going on. You see that more currently happening today, which is great, but back then it was almost unheard of. So the fact that they had some representation behind the camera was just added more excellence to this whole show as a whole, and I really did appreciate them reflecting on that. And last but not least was the heartwarming tribute to James Avery, aka Uncle Phil, forever one of America's greatest dads. I know they always say Bill Cosby is America's dad. No, Uncle Phil was America's dad, at least for those short 6 years that this show had its run. He was legendary. I remember him from a couple of movies I had seen growing up as well. But James Avery, man, he was an amazing actor, an amazing father figure to a lot of us, as well as Will on the show, and Carlton, and a lot of life lessons being taught and gems dropped left and right. And I thought they did a great tribute that made me tear up, and hearing everybody's, responses to the tribute and seeing their reactions and just fun stories on the set. It was a perfect reunion through and through. I got to give this a 5 out of 5. I know it's, more of a documentary style type of piece that I'm judging, but I had a fun, wholesome time. I learned some things that I didn't possibly know, of course, watching as a viewer, and I got to relive those moments once again. So if you guys are Fresh Prince fans, Will Smith fans, hell, just fans of 90s sitcoms, because I grew up on a lot of them, guys. I mean, Family Matters, Full House, Step by Step. I had so many of these family sitcoms that were happening at the time that just really shaped and molded my growing up years, the wonder years, no pun intended. You got to give this a watch, and it is streaming now on HBO Max. All right, guys, let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion. What were your thoughts? And hey, what are some of your Fresh Prince of Bel-Air favorite moments? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did appreciate my reaction and my review and thoughts on this reunion, please give me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. All right, guys, till next time, I'm gone. Peace.